Hello, the weather's started to change, so it's putting a little bit of a damper on my mood. The clouds have come in, the wind has picked up, so I've had to close my beautiful window and sadly get rid of my outdoor view, which is actually quite nice, despite the fact they've got like a big white house next to it. But, you know, there's a nice tree there, that all counts. Maybe I'll put a picture on Twitter, I don't know, we'll figure it out. But, anyway, to bring my mood back up, we have a phenomenal game right here. We have Daut, the man, the legend, not the myth anymore. We know he's good, and he's kind of proved that over the last couple of years. In the blue plays the Ethiopians. Ethiopians, as if we are seeing a lot of recently. Not sure if people are picking it, or it's just coming up in the random draw. So, we know how they work. I'm not going to bother explaining the bonuses and things like that. I think you guys get it. Over to the green player, going to be MBL, playing as the Italians. Again, Italians, as if we've actually seen quite a lot of straight away as well. Definitely at the moment, I would say definitely more of a naval civilization. Probably going to be the big thing. The good news is, the aging costs less, which is probably the big thing they're going to take away from this. Gunpowder costs less. Again, kind of cool, but will we hit Imperial? Don't know. Probably not, honestly. The way 1v1s go, it's pretty rare you start to hit Imperial now. Everything seems to go down in Feudal and Castle Age, and before that kind of Imperial starts to hit. But we'll see exactly how it goes. Genoese crossbowing, kind of dope. Can't wait to see them for the first time, you know, gonna be kind of cool. But that said, the same kind of goes for Chattel Warriors, so counting down to see both of them. Maybe one day we will, maybe we never will. Yeah, we'll see. So, having a quick look at the maps and what's going on here, we can kind of make some assessments on exactly what we're going to see. MBL, he's got his main lumber up here on the top, so in a pretty good place there, not too far away from the TC, because we have seen some pretty horrendous games recently. Just because the lumber camps are so far away, it just puts the player at such a disadvantage straight away, and they get forced into playing super aggressively. So, MBL going to be in a decent place with this one straight away. Probably the bad thing going to be, he's got a hill up here, and a hill down here as well. Bad news as well, another hill over here, so not looking great for him. Good news is though, wall this off, come down the other side here, wall this off, and then he's just got this opening at the front to deal with, and if he just drops up like a barracks, archery range, whatever it's going to be, blacksmith across here, he's pretty much already done the wall, so that works out really well for him. He does have his gold in the back as well, fairly far away from where he can put his walls up, so should be relatively well defended there. Berries in the back as well, so looking pretty decent. Only bad news is going to be the stone on the front here. Not exactly sure we're going to really see some castles, so don't feel it too hard, you know, he should be all alright. As for Daut, looking at his map straight away, he's looking alright. He's got a wood over here on the right of his town center. He's got berries on the front, so going to be a little bit harsher straight away. And then he's got gold, just extra gold. His main gold can be over here, way in the opening from his TC. So a little bit of a harder spot there for him to really get into. He does have hills over in the back as well, but not too much of a big deal, because it's not like exactly on top of his gold. That said, though, MBL will be able to retreat up this hill fairly quickly if he does need to, and take out quite a few more units in the fight if he does decide to sacrifice his units, or at least just do some nice microing. From there, it looks like he's going to be playing a pretty open game. Wouldn't surprise me if he wants to get very aggressive straight away, mostly just because this is such an open area here. What have we got? Looks like just a little bit of scout warfare, but because the front of this map's so open, wouldn't surprise me at all to see him kind of come forward, get a little bit more aggressive with some units, and try and probably just get the harassment in if he can. Sit up around the front here, just get the harassment, try and keep MBL in his hole, you know how it goes, and then kind of just count it out from there. Looks like we are seeing a barracks coming up at the moment as well, retaliation barracks. MBL going to be coming across the map with a drill, looks like, with a drush. He is coming in with a deer though, so getting that little bit of a lure going on as well, so going to give his eco a nice boost. Slowly starting to become the norm as well, seeing all that little deer pushing and things like that, so really nice that things are getting a little bit more intense micro-wise as well, especially in Dark Age, because there's so much you can do with it, and in all honesty, games can be won and lost in Dark Age, so you have to be really careful about it. We can see Feudal Age just coming up for Daut now as well, so there we go. Going to be able to get some archers out nice and quickly. That bonus 100 gold going to put him in a good place really to get some archers out without having to worry about committing to his gold straight away. Can get a couple of archers out, a couple of skirmishes. As we know, with skirmishes, they don't do too much damage against villagers, so even just mixing a couple of archers in there, which you can do with a plus 100 gold basically, puts you in a good place to move out, get a little bit of harassment in there, and do some damage. Daut, that scout being very low, mate. Looks like we've got second archery range come up as well. Really good defense here, actually. Putting up a really good quick wall to kind of secure his berries, secure his town center area here. Wouldn't surprise me if we see him start coming across here towards the town center as well to defend this lumber camp over here in the back. But then it's going to leave this gold in a really bad position. So as soon as he's got a couple of archers out, going to need to really get aggressive with them, push his militia back across the map, and start doing the damage back at home. That said, MBL looks like he is full walling it at the moment, so going for that one as best he can, and trying to get the, I guess just the optimum defense setup, really. He's started taking gold as well, so going to be able to transition to archers fairly quickly. Looking at about a 12-minute uptime there. So, not too bad overall. Daut has already thrown up a blacksmith, though. So potentially going to see fletching, there we go, on the way for him as well. Just needs to find a way to defend this area over here. He's only got one archer out at the moment, and I don't know if it's going to be enough. Secondary archer on the way. He's starting to take gold over on the left-hand side there now as well. Dun-dun-dun. Going to push those militia relatively easy. Use some of the villages there to kind of go in. Use a little bit for bulk. But overall, it looks like Daut's going to be playing a relatively defensive game here. This just militia at the moment has been doing a fantastic job for MBL. He's kept them alive. He's done a really good job to hold Daut into his base at the moment. So he's been able to go up a little bit later on a little bit higher of a villager count, get that eco really rocking, and then push it from there. Overall in the population, we're looking at 32 for Daut, 30 for MBL, 26 villagers for the pair though. So really, really even. Whereas MBL is going to have had that little bit of extra villager count out during his uptime. So it's going to put him in a really good place to kind of just play it out. And if he wants to, he can probably fast castle off the back of it. Having a look at the resources, that's exactly what he's intending on doing. 600 food there, 200 gold, looking pretty good. He's got his archery and a blacksmith going down, so it looks like these walls are really going to be able to just secure his base so he can get up into castle, push out some crossbows, and then really start to do the damage with bodkin arrow, have that extra bit of range, make microing not as difficult, and of course be able to go get the villager picks where they count. And blacksmith is up. We're just waiting on basically the food count now, and that's what we're going to see. Castle age already clicked up for... Man, MBL having a really good castle time there. Not only did he get the drush, and it looks like he's going to be up at 16-12. Looking amazing in terms of his capabilities there, and a really just smart play from him, holding Daut into his base. The thing here, Daut really has to push out, try and get some damage. How's Daut's eco looking? Ooh, he's going to have a little bit of a village advantage here for a little bit. But overall, it's going to be a while before he can go up to Castle Age. He really needs to move in, get the damage as best he can. A couple of skirmishes, a couple of archers moving in across the map at the moment. And it looks like he's pulling some villages as well. So potentially going to see either... mostly probably just a couple of forward towers and things go down. If he can kind of do the damage... In fact, is that there already? Yes, there we go. So the tower going to go down the lumber line. Going to deny this one. The bad news is MBL can kind of just jump over here. He can jump over here. He has options that are still walled off and well defended. Probably the bad news being, if the archers come in over here, kind of see out in this hill, kind of reduce a little bit of this range here, reduce a little bit of the range here they can be taking lumber from. That's probably about as bad as it's going to get at the moment. So MBL actually looking like he's going to be in a super strong position here. In all honesty, a little bit surprised he hasn't thought about Knights, because Knights would be able to clean this up very, very quickly. But I guess the big thing is straight away for Ethiopians. They're in a relatively good place to kind of counter that straight away with their free pikemen, free help. I guess that's probably the reason he's gone away from it. And of course, Italians, not the best Knight line, you know, not really any bonuses or anything that super help out with that. Looks like that tower's going to come up. MBL isn't going to see it by the looks of things. May lose 1 or 2 villages, depending on how quick he reacts to it. And, man, that's a good fast wall. That's a really good fast wall from MBL. Going to deny these skirmishes by having to push them through the town center. Absolutely fantastic job there. But the bad news is, looks like Castle Age is about to hit. There we go. Castle Age. Come on, garrison it. Quickly. So he's going to garrison the archers in there, actually. He's going to try and get the damage, but all the villagers are going to be by far out of there. You're going to start attacking the houses with the villagers, because you've got to do something while you're on the front. And the good news is he can take gold defended by that tower if he does want to. Daut still looking pretty low in terms of resource at the moment, so not going to be seeing too much from him in terms of, I guess, an earlier castle age at this point. So he's going to play the game out as best he can. Might lose a villager here, though. Yep. So that's going to be... Ooh, MBL, come on. Yep, there we go. So he's going to lose that one. Crossbowman on the way. Haven't seen Bodkin yet. Of course, they are expensive upgrades if you've kind of gone into Castle Age like this so quickly. So you're going to have to be a little bit careful with that one. More fast walling coming down as well. So the house is really starting to get into him there. Daut going down with Horse Collar. So starting to get all his eco upgrades in place. Still only on 2 ranges by the looks of things. Has started taking stone in the back. So potentially going to be seeing some more aggressive towers as well. Wouldn't surprise me if he tries to throw one up around here. Just so we can kind of deny this area around the TC. And potentially push in through here against the blacksmith as well. Without worrying too much about taking damage. MBL moving out across the map. Looks like he's trying to get some kind of villager harassing here at the moment. Definitely potential for it, because is that a gap? It looks like that's probably a gap there, so it can come around behind here. Can get into the the stone line, can get into the gold line. Tower coming up over in the gold, though. It looks like we do have a couple of archers coming up as well. So going to be in a relatively good defensive position there. And this is a big fight for MBL to actually be taking. These skirmishes, as we know, can actually go to town on the crossbows relatively easy. The extra range, of course, going to be giving MBL a good advantage in a micro war here. But I don't know if that's what it's going to come down to. Daut actually splitting his army up here. Looks like he could potentially going for a pincer movement, kind of push them back back in against each other, and then from there take them out relatively quickly. Unless the archers are just moving out, trying to do damage at the moment. What are we saying? Blacksmith are actually getting harassed here quite badly by the villagers. We do have the archers moving forward as well. Could be potentially re-garrisoning, yes, up in this tower over here. Of course, garrisoning archers, really good thing to kind of do if you can. It keeps them alive, it does extra damage, it's kind of nice. Really good play here from Daut. Looks like he is going to pick off a lot of these units. The scout, though, going to get some free hits in, but looks like potentially lose a unit or two. And man, that is a super successful play there by Daut. Managed to take out all the unit. That faster firing, massive deal straight away. Dun, da, dun, da, dun, dun, da. Crossbow sitting at the front. Looks like Daut going to move in as best he can. Wheelbarrow Tech on the way, so it looks like Daut is getting ready to start to go to Castle Age now, because Wheelbarrow Tech gives you a great opportunity to really build up some resource at the TC. So going to be, you know, planning out as best he kind of can. At the moment, Daut 65 PC pop at the moment compared to the 44 of MBL. Man, that's actually quite tight at the moment for MBL. It's not feeling good at all. 42 villages for Daut, only 34 for MBL. So the eco advantage clearly in the way of Daut. The army advantage, 23 to 12. Daut in the lead there as well. Daut looking like he's in a very commanding situation in this game. The bad news is, though, the tech is where he's going to run into trouble. The crossbows, though, taking some damage here and losing a couple as well. A pretty equal exchange overall. And Daut going to be clicking up very soon now as well. Looks like he is throwing up a market as well, so potentially can buy his way up as well. What he's going to sell off, I'm not 100% sure. Looks like he could be getting rid of some food and hopefully buying it in. Yep, buying 200 food there. And it looks like he will be trying to get that quicker uptime if he can. The crossbow's moving in, potentially might get some picks on the villagers over here, depending on how quickly Daut reacts. And looks like they're going to be right on top. Potentially going to get 2 villages here, maybe even a third. What? Just going to survive there. That's a really good play, actually, for Daut there. I really expect him to lose at least 2. Moving in with some more units here. Going to potentially try and take the hill. The crossbows, though, going to be where the damage is. Without being able to really be able to come into contact with them, I guess, because of that range advantage, that's where it's going to be a really big deal. MBL, though, if we do take the note, still no bodkin arrow from him. Still no +2 range, +2 attack on them. Only the +1s. So I guess he's really not been able to push this advantage he has at the moment to the full kind of level he wanted to. Because this is going to be a big deal. It looks like we can see a ram out, though, for MBL. Can be able to start taking these towers down very quickly. There's not too much you're going to be able to do against those rams at the moment. Villagers will have to get ungarrisoned and go for the fight, but I don't know if that's going to be an option. Daut going up to Castle Age now as well. MBL only just starting to get bodkin arrow. Daut going to be just behind that one as well. So really looking like it's going to be a good situation here to keep this pressure on. Crossbows going towards the top of the hill, of course. They really want that advantage. You can see the skirmishers and archers moving up, and they will actually push them away. Ram potentially going to get taken down by these villagers as well. Karate chopped to death at the moment. And this is going to turn into a huge issue for MBL. Once Daut is on equal tech, there's not really going to be a lot stopping him for kind of moving forward. A lot of stone in the bank as well, so could even be planning a castle drop depending on how he wants to go ahead with this one here. Does have a bit of time before he gets to Castle Age. Padded archer armor is going down as well, so it still doesn't have that armor upgrade. But MBL doesn't either, so he's not exactly behind at the moment. Daut's pressure just kept MBL at such a stalematey position where he hasn't been able to get all the extra ups he wanted, and he can't really go toe-to-toe with Daut's feudal age army still. What are we seeing in the backside of TC? Extra town center coming up in the back for MBL. Probably a good idea. Start to get that villager count up a little bit. He's only just starting to catch up to Daut as well. And remember, Daut has been going up to Castle Age for the last couple of minutes. So really in a good situation here at the moment. Daut getting a very commanding lead. He's up by about 300 points. As soon as Castle Age finishes, that's going to add a couple of 100 points to him as well. The crossbows with bodkin, though, as I was saying, they're going to be able to do some serious damage from range. Keep out for it. It looks like we are going to see both plays here. Go for a little bit of a micro war. A little bit of starter stepping errors there from Daut, stopping not 100% shooting off, and MBL should be able to clean this one up relatively easy at the moment if he keeps his eye on the prize, goes for what he needs to do. Crossbow, bodkin already on the way down for a Daut. Daut a good 300, 400 points up at the moment in terms of score. This tower over here doing a pretty good job actually, and it looks like we are seeing a siege workshop come up on the front for Daut as well. So Daut looking to get quite aggressive now. Whether he's going to go for rams or mangonels, not exactly sure. Mangonels, of course, a really good tool to push with. Rams, they're a tool for ending games. As soon as you start taking down those buildings, that's such a wood replen cost, and that's where issues start to happen. MBL only just going for horse collar now, whereas we have Daut coming down with bowsaw. Really good eco lead at the moment for Daut, as we can kind of see going down at the moment. Mangonel coming out, so it looks like we are going to see a pretty hectic push from him. Mangonel, 2 battering rams out for MBL. Coming around the back here, is there going to be an overchop? No overchop, luckily. Potentially going to lose a villager. Oh, luckiest villager in the world. 1 HP survived there. All those arrows and spears meant for him. Definitely got something watching out for him, that's kind of for sure. That mangonel, though, going to be a really good pushing tool. We do have leather archer armor down on the way as well, so Daut going to have that advantage for himself too. Doesn't look like we're seeing an extra TC. Looks like he's going for a relatively big power play here, actually. Going to kind of push in, do the damage. Ballistics on the way already. The university is down, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, ballistics going to make a big difference in this game. Say goodbye to the micromanagement there you can do. MBL is trying to survive this one. It's going to be damage. MBL just going down with wheelbarrow as well. So still behind in terms of the eco. And about 500 points behind too now. Does have the mangonel, he is moving forward with the crossbows, are doing a little bit of scouting by the looks of things. This mangonel on its own though could be in a little bit of trouble depending on what's going on. Crossbows moving across the map for Daut as well. Going to be able to potentially get into the eco. Do some serious damage when the time comes. So I'm going to jump down over here quickly. Starting to lose the barracks now as well. A couple of houses coming up on the front. Looks like we're getting close to seeing an engagement over here though. Daut, have we seen a siege workshop yet? No. A stable coming down. So potentially going to mix in some knights or scouts as well. Hopefully do a good job of dealing with those mangonels. We are seeing MBL start to get out in the plenty. Where'd those battering rams go? Alright, they're just hanging out over here. Why not? Crossbows moving across, potentially going to get the villagers snagging a couple of crossbows here as well. Mangonel moving forward, going to be able to take the hill at the front here, use this as a staging point and pull back to if he does need to. Chain barding going down for Daut as well, knights on the way, so going to play a very, very strong game there. Did get the villager kill, looks like those rams are kind of just going to go through without soaking up too much damage. The overchop from MBL though could turn into a huge issue, we could see a lot of villagers lost here. Looks like he didn't notice his villager getting killed off as well. A couple here going back, but it looks like it's just because they've got full resource. Losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ballistics, 11 ballistics doing work here. That's a lot of villagers dead at the moment for MBL, and that's going to cause a huge upset with the eco at the moment. Mangonel coming in, potentially going to get a really good shot here as well. Looks like it's just out of range. Daut trying to get out of there, but that's a big death ball. A good hit there, but it's not going to be enough. Are we going to see another one? A good attack ground. Whoa! That stings! That stings the nostrils, honestly. Oh, that's a massive hit there for MBL. Going to get himself some pretty decent stuff. And going to corner them as well with the crossbows. This is how you get back into a game, ladies and gentlemen, with a big hit like that, forcing them back, getting the units over here all ready to deal with them. This is what we want to see. MBL lost a lot of villagers. We did do a huge amount of damage to the army of Daut there. Overall, looking at the count, we've got 55 villagers for Daut and 47 for MBL. 17 military for Daut compared to the 22 of MBL. MBL in not an amazing position here, but in a better position than he was a couple of seconds ago. A couple of knights are out for Daut, so they will be able to do a bit of damage against these mangonels. Of course, they do have the barding armor on them as well. So +2 to the armor, giving them a total of 4. Crossbow's going to come in, try and do the damage, but as we can see, that mangonel is in trouble. One of the knights has been taken out. We'll start fighting against these crossbows though, and the knight will deal with this very, very simply. Going to get after these crossbows as well. Of course, can be a really good unit to actually soak up some damage. Looks like we can see a couple of units getting made in the siege workshop as well. Crossbows at the front look like they're going to get cleaned up, whether MBL wants them to or not. Ballistics, knights, everything here just doing work. Getting some serious worth at the moment. And we are starting to see that big score gap start to open up again. A ram on the front, another ram being produced as well. So Daut, of course, wanting to go for the finish here by the looks of things. And TC. That's a lot of bodies over here. A lot of bodies. Again, looking at the counts, we've got 19 military for Daut, 15 for MBL. So MBL at a clear disadvantage here in terms of villagers and army. Gonna have to hold this one as best as possible. Not sure exactly what he can do. Once the rams kind of come in, he's going to be saying goodbye to his siege workshop, goodbye to his blacksmith, and potentially even goodbye to his town center. That said, he is going down to Imperial Age. So things are going to get very, very hectic for Daut quite quickly. The only thing being, what's he going to do once he's in Imperial? I get Imperial's always a good idea, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to turn the tide. Like, he's going to have the tech advantage a little bit, but I don't think it's going to count quite as heavy. Monastery is down as well. Don't think he's really getting any monks out. Mostly just because I think he's get that out just to be able to get the advance going, honestly. Stonewall up on the right-hand side here, probably a good option. It looks like Daut is getting his own walls up too, so he knows this is going to turn into a late game. That's a really nice monk, actually. I like it. I haven't seen this one yet. That's a really, really nice one. We do have the battering rams coming in as well, so damage is going to start getting very serious now for MBL. He's going to have to find a way to hold these. Of course, one mangonel behind a TC is a great way to deal with anything like this, but remembering 5+2, 7 range on a mangonel, the crossbows can potentially walk in, deal with it, and then get out of there. Barracks going down, blacksmith going down, siege workshop going to be the next target, no doubt. MBL really just holding out at the moment for the next age, by the looks of things. Not sure exactly what it's going to bring for him, but it looks like that's the game plan. Does have a mangonel here, has 2 battering rams, I guess, for soaking up damage to those crossbows at the moment. Does have the mangonel as well, and looks like Daut starting to collect up those relics as best as possible as well. Starting to prepare for late game by the looks of things. So we've seen extra TCs, we've got 1 TC up over here. That's a really nice looking monastery too. Yeah, I like it. I was second guessing myself there for a second. So 2 CCs for Daut as well. 3, 1 over in the corner. So looking like he will start to take a massive eco lead as well, especially with MBL actually advancing up to the next stage. What TCs is he advancing on? Whoa, if Daut was in here any quicker with these battering rams, it would have been a huge issue. Could have potentially denied the Imperial Age entirely. But, like I said, I'm not sure exactly what MBL is going to do with the Imperial Age tech. Like, what's he want to do? Of course, he can get chemistry. But that's about it. Daut on his way up now as well, so he's not going to be too far behind. Just a couple of minutes. And, alright, Imperial Age has been researched. Arbalest on the way. Always a good one to kind of go for. We could, of course, see Bracer come down. Extra blacksmith going down, so Bracer going to be coming down through there. And are we going to see chemistry, or what's the plan for MBL? Ballistic. He doesn't have ballistics yet. That's a huge one. I can't believe I didn't notice that. It's just become such a staple, I make the assumption. No ballistics yet for MBL, making a huge difference in all his fights. We have Thumb Ring going down for Daut as well, so he is starting to transition to late game archers at the moment. Not too much is going to be able to stand up against that. MBL going down with a market as well, so starting to try and balance his eco over as much as possible at the moment, but I don't think it's going to help too much. Ram's doing a really good job of just trying to clean everything up at the moment. Thumb Ring going down for MBL, we've got Bracer going down, we've got ballistics going down, so he's going to have some good Arbalest here to really be able to push. He's got a good amount of mangonels as well. If he can get some good hits on these crossbows, it looks like Daut knows they're there. A really good couple of splits from him, and man, getting really fancy there with his formations. And I guess MBL is just going to have to push in across the map, do the damage, and see exactly what happens. We did see a quick pause there. Another archery range going down for Daut as well. What are we seeing? So the Rams are coming in against the TC, doing some serious damage, pulling the villagers to try and deal with that. The Rams on their way in as well. MBL moving out with his Arbalest, though that one tower going to be a really good thing to kind of drive them away. Can potentially get into the eco over here, though. Looks like there is a small gap. We'll have to go past the TC, but look, with the Arbalest this many, not feeling too bad about it, but needs to do some serious eco damage at the moment. 88 villagers for Daut to 57 for MBL. It's just such an eco difference at the moment. Daut transitioning into late game archers now as well. It's happening. He's going down with his double archery. He's just about to hit Imperial, so we are going to see all the upgrades kind of go down at once. The Mangonel is going to attack that tower nice and quickly and going to do some serious damage. 3 of them there. Not really going to be able to hold up too much. Potentially take out that Mangonel, though, if they're not quick. There's the Imperial Age for Daut. We can see Handcart, Bracer, Arbalest, Chemistry. All the researchers we kind of need going down at the same time. Did lose 1 of his mangonels here. Daut, of course, not wanting to engage until he's got all his upgrades, because once he's got those upgrades, going to be in a much better place to really start to get that kind of difference going on. Castle coming down defensively on the hill. Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. There's Arbalests in the eco, getting the villager kills now. That massive 5+3 range, a huge deal. Mangonel's doing quite a bit of damage to the monasteries here, but I think it probably would have been more helpful to have him over there trying to deal with the crossbows. Arbalest, there we go for Daut finishing up. Chemistry finishing up. He's got Bracer already. Wouldn't surprise me to see pretty much just all these archeries at the moment just running on full throttle. 3 over here. He's got another 2 back at base, so looking very good in terms of what he's going to be able to get there as well. Looking super, super strong. Balancing his eco out there as well. Selling 100 wood, selling 300 wood. We see 500 wood being sold by MBL as well. Stuff is getting serious, guys. Ethiopians, late game, what have we got? Come on, let's think of unique technologies. Showtail warriors are going to be fast, and siege units get bigger blast radius. That sounds like it would be really helpful against Arbalest, honestly. Sorry, I'm just racking my brain here, guys, trying to remember it as much as I can. MBL kind of retreating back to the front line here. We can see a couple of archery ranges getting pushed up on the front. A lot of Arbalest coming down. Castle potentially on the front for MBL as well. Going to put him in a really commanding position, because if he can hold this hill, he can buy himself some serious time. MBL GGing out now as well. It looks like he knew exactly what was going down here. And there we go. That's so many Arbalests getting taken down there by Daut. Daut just in such a commanding position at the game. Finishing at 95 villagers to 67. 32 military to 12. Good game. Daut played really well from the start. There was a couple of situations there where MBL had him really in the back pocket, but not too much he could do about it. Hope you enjoyed the game, guys. I'll see you in the next one.